because Wyatt's contract is up. So it's just something to keep an eye on here.
So is his days numbered?
At this point right now, I think when he gets back from the calf injury, he's going to have to show some things, and maybe he will. Maybe he'll do whatever he needs to do, or maybe he comes back next year in a different capacity or something. I'm not exactly sure what the end result will be, but certainly when they're alternating you and you've basically not lost your starting job, but you're sharing your starting job, you have to take a look at that, an unflinching look at that, and understand that perhaps this could mean something different for your future.
So did they really think he was playing that bad where they needed to work in Tevin Jenkins during a game to get him reps to see what he was doing while we're trying to protect Shedeur Sanders, a rookie?
Well, the other aspect of this is they do have to rebuild their line for next year. They know that. And if you have an opportunity to audition someone for the job, this is the time to do it. They know, for the most part, they're not going anywhere this year. And it's a chance to look at some younger guys. And I think you'll see more of that over these last 5 games. They have to know what they have to build this roster for 2026.
If Shedeur Sanders was taken number 2 overall, I really don't believe that they would be rotating guards during the game with him back there at quarterback.
Well, if you thought the other guard that you were rotating in might be better or have a chance to be better, they're certainly not going to be doing something to intentionally hurt Shedeur. And we need to get people off of that narrative. We really need to get people off of the narrative that the Cleveland Browns are doing things to hold Shedeur back, to hamper Shedeur, to sabotage Shedeur, and to set him back. That stuff is not happening. It's fiction. I've seen every single minute of every practice that I can possibly watch, all the way back to, I went to a showcase. I've seen every single minute of this whole story. And they're not trying to hurt Shedeur. And they're not putting Tevin Jenkins in.
No, I got to tell you, Mary Kay, if he were that big of an investment and they start the game and that's where it goes, I don't know if I want to let guys get cold and then have other guys have to go in on 4th and 1 and do all these other things where I'm still trying to figure out what I have in my quarterback. I think in a way they kind of tell us what they may think of him right now. Because I wouldn't do that for a number 2 overall pick. I wouldn't do that for a first rounder.
They would not do this if they thought it would hurt their rookie quarterback. I mean, they're not going to do that. They're trying to see if Shedeur Sanders can be their starting quarterback in 2026. So they're certainly not going to risk him getting hurt and do something that wouldn't be in his best interest. So that has nothing to do with what's going on. They're trying to audition another player at guard. They're trying to see if they can maybe bring out the best in Wyatt Teller. So I think it's more about what's going on their offensive line and how to upgrade it for next season than it is about trying to hold back Shedeur or maybe not do something in his best interest. And right now, I think the question is, can Shedeur be your starter for 2026? So you're right. They do need to start seeing more of what he can do, and he needs to start showing more of what he can do out there so that they can really make a strong determination on if they need to draft a quarterback early with those one or both of those 2 first-round picks in 2026. This is a big audition for him, and he's got to nail it if they're not going to take a quarterback. And as far as Deshaun is concerned, too, and he's also established himself as a good football mentor to the young guys.